up, casters? Welcome back to MetaZoo News, the podcast, episode 7. Wow. Every week I am still impressed that we have gone on this long, but this week we have a few things to go over. First and foremost, I just got back from Chicago Collecticon 2025, Part 2, and just want to go over my experience a little bit. We had some limited staffing there. I believe it was me, my wife, Metadoom, Ben, and then some additional support staff there. But we ran the booth effectively, and we did a lot of learn-to-plays, a lot of crowd engagement, and it was honestly the most fun I have had at a Collecticon working it, bar none. So, a few things here from Collecticon. We actually debuted these new, big, and beautiful card banners. I don't recall which exact ones we had, though I believe we had Loveland Frogman, Sun Wukong, Mothman, Kraken, and Bloody Mary from the Dark set. All of those banners were up everywhere. We had one in the main concourse, and of course surrounded our booth with them as well. So those look really good. We'll have some pictures on our Instagram up shortly of those banners and a few other people we met and got to talk to. Additionally, this Collecticon, we had some really strong sales and a lot of conversions through engagement. So we actually went out and handed out free packs to everyone that we brought like 3 or 4 booster boxes, so it wasn't everyone in line waiting to get in the building, but we made it through a good portion of the line handing out packs. And just one story I wanted to share, which I thought was, a cool experience, for me at least. I was out there handing out packs, and this one young kid got a pack. He ripped it, and then as I was going back in the building, he waved me down and showed me an alt art card, and I cannot remember for the life of me which one it was. But regardless, a textured card, and he was going wild. And I told him, well, just meet me in the MetaZoo booth, and we'll do a learn to play if you want to. And next thing you know, after a few minutes, when they open the doors, this kid comes in here and sits down to do a learn to play with me, and this kid loves it. He gets it immediately. He's super excited. He goes to his parents. They come down and watch how to do a learn to play, and by the end of it, they're suggesting strategic moves to him, just having sat down and heard the rules themselves, which I thought was really cool. That led to them going and buying 2 booster boxes of Torrential Tides, and they opened them right there on our table, which was cool. And then him and his sister wanted to do a run-through of like the full game, and I just so happened to bring my main deck and my wife's main deck, and so we let them play a full game, and they really enjoyed it. There was a really competitive game up until the end. Blighted Embers on both sides were played, so it was a really fun experience and moment there. We also got to meet some community members. For example, I met a few people there that listen to the podcast. Shout out to you, by the way. I really do appreciate you coming up to me and telling me how much you liked it. I'm so grateful and appreciative of that. We also met Piasa Crew, or perhaps, as most MetaZoo people pronounce it, Piazza Crew, though just saying Piasa is actually the correct pronunciation. Fight me on that one. But I met my friend there. He was great to talk to. You absolutely should check him out on Instagram if you have the opportunity. Apologies for my phone going off there. Your phone did not go off. That was me. My bad. Volume is now down. But we met Piasa Crew, and he was so nice and so considerate. So I really hope that you check him out on Instagram. He has some great music stuff going on that's inspired by MetaZoo, so definitely check him out. Such a nice guy, kind person. So we love any time that we can meet people in the community that show a genuine love and appreciation for MetaZoo. It's always a fun time. And once again, if we met at the convention, shout out to you. It was nothing but a pleasure and an honor for me to be able to meet you and talk to you. Next, we had a mini tournament in Chicago happen about 2 p.m. It was a pre-constructed deck tournament. The top 4 casters decks that were played, number 1 was Way with a fire and air deck. Number 2 was our friend Archive with a mono air deck. Number 3, a Paulo Rivera mono water deck. And number 4 was a Brigade Earth and Air deck. So not necessarily the ones you may have thought, though, of course, most people probably would assume that Archive was in there. But surprisingly, no Maeve made it into the top 4. I still think Maeve is, a little broken, but that's neither here nor there. I think Torrential Tides did a good job of evening out and balancing some of the casters there. So a lot of good natural counters and whatnot to the base set casters, just to make the game a little bit more competitive. If you recall, the tournaments for base set were dominated by Archive and Maeve. So always nice to see things change up a little bit. And each round, the casters were awarded new packs and different small prizes like that. So that was really fun. And up next, we have Houston Collecticon, which is the weekend of October the 25th. And that is MetaZoo News' stopping grounds. So you will definitely see us there. And if you are a caster based in Houston, please let me know. Get in contact with us. I did find a LGS in North Houston, like North Houston, that does sell and allow MetaZoo to be played in their stores. So if you're looking for a place to play and don't mind driving up to Montgomery, hit me up and I'll get you that info. After Houston, we have Dallas, which is the weekend of November the 8th. And then I think Jersey is after that, but I don't have that date down in front of me. San Antonio is after that, which would be December the 6th that weekend. So those are the Collecticons on the horizon for MetaZoo, at least. And while we were at the Chicago Collecticon, we got 2 very important and cool interviews out of the way. One with the wildly talented Jet Yates. MetaZoo News, my wife, interviewed her and asked her all about her artistic vision, direction, how she came about to illustrate the booster box, the alt art booster box for Torrential Tides, the motivation behind Blossom Rares, and just her overall trajectory as an artist in relation to the MetaZoo brand dating way back to the very beginning. And at the end, she does give some advice for artists who would like to work eventually on a trading card game. So you don't want to miss the interview with Jet. Our other interview was with MetaZoo Maniac from YouTube. MetaZoo Maniac, we actually interviewed her and her father. Her whole family came to the event, which was nice. We got to meet mom and dad, and of course meet MetaZoo Maniac in person. We have already done 2 collabs with Maniac, one involving her Torrential Tide spoiler, which we go into a little bit more detail in that interview with, along with the different videos that she's made, what lies in the future for her, why she started her channel, and her reaction to all of the success that she has had in YouTube, including eclipsing 100 subscribers. So if you are not subscribed to MetaZoo Maniac on YouTube, what are you doing? Get over on YouTube and give her a sub. So those were 2 great interviews, and at the end of the Maniac interview, she actually was so kind enough to give us the Beast of Busco card that she spoiled for Torrential Tides. A fun little fact is that her dad actually made the card himself. They got the art obviously from Meta 2, and then affixed it to a card, which made it look real, like an actual card in the spoiler itself. But we got the original one that she made and used, which was an honor for us, and I'm very appreciative of that little memento. So I brought that back to Houston with me, and it is sitting in a top loader on my desk. I'm looking at it right now. So anyway, give MetaZoo a follow on YouTube. And shout out to both Jet and Maniac for taking the time to sit down with us at Chicago Collecticon. The next item of news is the MetaZoologists exam that has opened up. The window for the first iteration of the test opened on October the 10th and will stay open until October the 17th. The exam has 20 questions, 9 free response, 9 multiple choice, 1 true false, and then 1 bonus question. And the bonus question is really fun. But I'm not going to discuss the questions, obviously, for the exam, but I highly encourage you to go and take it if you're interested at all in becoming a certified metazoologist, which in reality means that you can be an official judge at different MetaZoo organized play events, which are right on the horizon. I anticipate hearing some more about that in November. I'm sure that their rollout is going to happen sometime really soon. I took the MetaZoologist exam, and I'm happy to report I got a 100. That felt very good to get it all right. But definitely check your inboxes to see if you have your scores released yet. Next, before we get into some strange, I guess it's not super strange, but different community discussions, I want to plug MetaZoo News here for a moment. If you are a upcoming or aspiring writer, or if you have a lot of opinions about MetaZoo and would like those to be heard, please consider contacting me to become an official MetaZoo News contributor. In that role, you can write opinion articles, and we will guide you in every step of the process through the editing process. If you come up with an idea, we'll give you constructive feedback on it, and if it aligns with our mission, which our mission for MetaZoo News is to promote the game and everything about it, if it aligns with that, then we will greenlight it, we'll review your submissions, give you some editorial feedback, and once we're both satisfied with it, we will publish it and make it live. I will make all of the graphics for it. The only thing you need to do is write down your thoughts on MetaZoo. But reach out to me via Instagram at metazoo.news, or you can send us an email at info@metazoonews.com. Additionally, if you sell new MetaZoo in your store, let me know, as I will add you to our growing retailer page, which now has a solid amount of retailers on there, both in person and online. So check that out if you haven't. And if you are listening to this and you're not already on our YouTube page, our YouTuber directory on the website, and you do make YouTube content for MetaZoo, please reach out and we'll add you to that. The goal here is to create a platform that all casters can enjoy, that has a little community hub built right into it. So for anything from content to buying things, MetaZoo News has you covered. The next iteration that we're going to do on MetaZoo News would be to add Instagram accounts. And I am actively developing a plugin for the website to display Instagram information. Just know that the API stuff I'm still working through. I'm not sure exactly what the final product is going to look like, but rest assured, there will be a Instagram database as well for you to go look and find some of the most popular MetaZoo influencers that are out there. All right. Now we get to an interesting portion. And hey, before we get into this next portion, I just want to note, I know that this one is going to be shorter than last week's. I just know it. I can feel it in my bones. Don't hold me to it, though. But anyway, there was no MetaZoo Monday. which we have come to expect after conventions, but we have been assured that next Monday, MetaZoo Monday, is in fact on. And I am assuming from that message they mean that it will be an official M2/GQL MetaZoo Monday where we can get some answers to some questions. I do think that it would be nice to hear an update about blister packs in big box stores, or even more than blister pack, whatever they're going to put in big box stores. I would love to hear an update. I wish we would hear an update sooner. It is the end of the month. So, there is some pause, I guess, that I have and some people in the community have about getting those booster packs out in time before November hits, though who knows if that is going to be the case. I guess we will find out next Monday. I'm really, really, really hoping that they get on store shelves before November. They need to. They need to be on store shelves before November. Regardless, we'll hear more on that, I'm sure, next Monday. What I would like to get into now is something you may have seen on the official MetaZoo Discord, but there has been a lot of discussion recently on the old MetaZoo company and card game in the new MetaZoo Discord. And it didn't start with anything specific, but, ever since the beginning of GQL's purchase and revival of the Discord, people have been talking about the old MetaZoo. It's just a feature and not a bug of utilizing the old Discord. But I do think that there has to be some limit there in the main MetaZoo chat of what people say and the extent that they talk about the old MetaZoo. Now, we'll get to the solution here in a minute, but the recent, incident, in air quotes, began with a discussion of the pricing for old zoo items and their hits. Specifically, I believe this line of discussion started with CN2 box toppers and blue ink speculation of how many are out there, what they sell for, so on and so forth. There were, I'm not going to call out people specifically. You can, of course, go and scroll through the Discord if you so choose. But we had several users that were flooding the chat with speculation on old product, talking sales tactics, amongst other things, and extended conversations about their favorite sets, which, hey, I don't know about all of us, but a lot of us are lovers of the old MetaZoo. So totally understandable, but at the same time, this is a Discord for new MetaZoo, and specifically that chat channel is for new MetaZoo, and not to discuss the old game. And that rubbed some people the wrong way. The new moderator, Collector, shout out to Collector, congrats on being named a new mod along with MetaZoo Wizard. But Collector referenced a rule about this being a new zoo Discord, and of course Ben then stepped in and suggested that they look at Reddit or other Discords to discuss old zoo in depth. There were some users who said things like, well, it's better to talk about old zoo than have a dead chat, starting this specific conversation off. Others asked for an old MetaZoo channel to discuss. Other users say it would help bring the community back together. And then you have some users who were very upset with how this situation is being handled and asked a sort of a silly question, in my opinion, of, quote, why didn't you guys just make a new Discord server to begin with? LOL. And honestly, I can't tell if that is a serious question or not. The obvious answer there is, why would you create a brand new Discord when you have a MetaZoo Discord that has thousands of members? Obviously, you want to advertise the new game to the old crowd. That is the obvious answer to the question. There was already an official Discord for MetaZoo. When the IP got sold, GQL opened up the Discord again. it's hard for me to imagine what's going through someone's mind when they ask that question seriously, so I'm going to assume it wasn't a serious question. But obviously that would be the answer. Additionally, we have another suggestion of wiping the Discord and starting over. I think that runs into the same issue that the previous question ran into. And then, of course, you have a lot of people who are going on about you don't have new zoo without old zoo. I think that is another obvious observation. But at the same time, people are so confused, about why old zoo chat isn't allowed in the main MetaZoo chat channel in Discord, and they're trying to speculate on why. Again, this seems obvious to me. They'd want to avoid product confusion, especially with new people that are being drawn in all the time from Collecticons and other events like PAX in Australia. If you just look at the Introduce Yourself channel, you will note all of the new people that are joining the Discord. And when they go and look in the main MetaZoo chat and they see people talking about CN2, spellbooks, seance, UFO, you name it, what do you think they're going to take from that? They are going to take from that, oh, that is an official MetaZoo product that I can use. Should I buy this? Oh my gosh, a booster box is only $20? That is product confusion, and that is what they want to avoid. And of course, why would they want to encourage something like that when they have made a brand new game? It seems self-explanatory to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it or something, but it just seems silly to even ask those questions about why can't we talk about this? Yeah, everyone knows that old zoo is the reason new zoo exists. Duh. So anyway, I think it was silly discussion to begin with. And again, I'm not going to name names, but I just think it's a little silly. Though, there was a solution that came about, which was Ben listened, not just Ben, but Ben did this, but MetaZoo listened to the feedback that these people are giving, and they made a brand new channel to discuss the 2020 version of MetaZoo. And that seemed to quell a lot of the dissent here, and the new channel is now open. It has... right now, a lot of stuff from Cutthroat Zoo. Shout out to Cutthroat Zoo, by the way, and MetaZooArchives.org. You should absolutely check out MetaZooArchives.org and give them a follow on Instagram as well. But they have some really nice collections that they were showing off in that channel, so go and check that out. But that is, the solution to the issue. But again, I still think it's silly to have suggested that the rule of not talking in an extended conversation, which is what happened. It wasn't just a one-off talking about a set here and there or something. It was an extended conversation, not only about what art we like the most, but about how to more effectively make money selling individual packs, for example, like breaking old booster boxes and selling packs on eBay. By the way, who is buying single old packs on eBay? I mean, when you get a booster box for $20 and then you see packs for $2.99 or something, you can do the math. That is way more than what the entire booster box costs. So I'm not sure who is making those deals. But regardless, a new channel was created, and that quelled the dissent. Just overall, though, it was a silly little thing to go over and discuss. But that is the big happening in the Discord for now. I was right. This is a shorter episode. I don't have a lot left to say other than Zealous TCG has been putting out some good community roundup videos that I think you should take a look at if you haven't already. You can find them, of course, through YouTube, Instagram, and if you don't have a direct link, you can always go to MetaZooNews.com. Under the community tab, we have the YouTube directory, and you can find Zealous TCG, I believe, on the first row. So you don't even have to look that hard. But definitely go give their videos a watch. Also, one last thing here. You all are more than welcome to write into the show, suggest a topic for me to talk about, or just air your own opinions. I will read them, we'll go over them and discuss them. So if you are interested in that, you don't want to write an article for MetaZoo News, but you would like to hear your opinion be aired here on the podcast, feel free to reach out to me. We'll make it happen. One very, very, very last thing. I did get some questions recently going to go over, or to cover rather, news about GQL and staffing and things like that. We're not going to go into stuff like that, just to let you know. We're here to discuss the game and to promote the game. So I know that, there are rumors and speculation and everything going around about some positions in GQL, but at the end of the day, anything that you hear on the internet relating to that kind of stuff is pure speculation, because the people that are involved and things like that, if you're not hearing directly from them, you are hearing something from a rumor mill, and you should take everything you hear with a grain of salt if you're not hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to say. That's all I will say on that front. And that about rounds up this week's episode number 7 of MetaZoo News, the podcast. Sayonara.